Hey everyone, Tony Gaddis here, and today we're going to do a simple character just picking up a worm, okay? I was going through my sketchbook and I found this drawing right here of this little monster I did, and he's a basketball player. He has a headband and he has a shirt on that says Beavers 42, which is Teen Wolf. That's his jersey and team name. And so that's what inspired that. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and set this up. Pick up worm. And this is resolution 1920 by 1080. And my frame rate is 24 frames a second. And I'm just going to hit create scene. And I'm going to create a new Toons raster level. And we'll call this our rough. Well, let's call it layout. Okay, because I just kind of want to get an idea for what's going on. Let's go over here and get our pencil brush. You can use any brush you like. I like to use this little pencil. And I use a 22 HD Wacom Cintiq. And I just kind of want to get drawing, scribbling, just kind of loosen up a little. And I'm going to use my sheet for reference. Okay, so I'm just going to do some quick sketches right here. Just kind of so I know kind of how to draw him when I start animating. Okay, got these two tufts of hair here. He's got these little round eyeballs. He's got this this floppy nose that kind of hangs down like this, and his mouth is kind of flapped on like this. We'll do 5 teeth. I've been doing 4 on characters, but I think today I want to do 5. Okay, so let's get his jersey. Okay, we can just do something like that. He's got these kind of really dark eyes like this. And so I'm going to hang his nose off of this intersection right here. So wherever my head is, no matter which way it's turning, okay, right where these two lines, these center lines cross, that's where I'm going to hang his nose, okay? And it's just a really good way to keep track of, like say right here, if he's looking up, but his nose like still hangs down like this, I can stay consistent with wherever I place things. Okay. So let's figure out his tufts of hair. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this backside we'll just do like 1, 2, 3. And then up here, 2, 3. Okay, that might work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4, 3, 4, and 5. That might work. Okay. So let's delete that, and let's just see if we can get him, something like, again, I'm just trying to loosen up here and just try to figure out his construction, because I've never drawn him on the Cintiq, and the pen, it feels different than paper. It's a little slicker, and I just want to kind of get drawing, so I'm not worried about anything else. The technicality of drawing on the Cintiq, it can get kind of intimidating and complicated. So this is how I might do something. And then right here, I'm thinking, okay, I want a clear pose of him holding this worm, and I want his eyesight I want him to look at the worm. Okay. And I just want to make sure nothing's getting in the way, like his fingers. So I'm going to take a little bit more care right here. See, that thumb would be out there, but I'm going to leave his thumb off for now until I figure out my design. And sometimes it goes like this, you know, I'm just trying to figure out this hand. Okay. And it is a monster hand, so I don't have to be super precise with what's going on. But I think I do want the middle finger longer. And so as you notice, I go like eraser to pencil a lot. See, that does not feel right. So let's just get something like this. Okay. Like I said, sometimes it just takes trial and error to figure out your drawing. Man, on my sketch on my paper, I really like the way I did the hand. And I'm just not able to get it. 2, 3, and then maybe his thumb. Okay, maybe I do need the thumb. Okay, let's get this worm in here. So simple. I just want like a real simple. Yeah, real simple worm. Okay, that might work. Okay, I'm just trying to work this out before I start animating. See how his eyes got bigger? I'm trying to keep these little beady eyes. Okay, that might be something to remember. And I need to remember to leave room for this headband. So that might push his hair up a little higher like this. He's pretty close. Okay, and then we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and lock this. And we can change the opacity down if we need to. And we'll probably just hide this a little bit. And I'm going to change my markers to 8. So I'm going to go to X Sheet, Scene Settings, Marker Intervals. I'm going to change this to 8. And I'm just going to save it. File, Project Management, Save Default Settings. Okay, we'll see if that sticks. So let's do a new, this will be our rough anim or rough char for character. Let's do that. Rough char. Okay. And let's do RC up here for rough character. Okay, and let's get a pencil again. And we could just, we could copy and paste this character over to this frame. But I'm just going to redraw him and move him around just because I like drawing. And I want to get used to drawing him. So I'm going to do this construction line. His eyes in here. And remember I said we're going to hang his nose. And I'm just going to move things down as I see fit. I don't really have a model sheet, so good thing about that is we can do whatever we want and it's okay. Okay, I'm going to leave the text off for now. And I'm just going to start him looking down. He sees the worm, okay? Sees it on the ground. Or on a rock or on a log. Okay, so this is how I might start it out. This is my first key pose. So let's kind of zoom out and scoot him over. Just gonna get this little arrow tool up here and lasso circle. And if you can't lasso circle, do type and do freehand. That's what I like to do. When you hover over it, you're gonna see this little move icon, okay? If you go too fast, it doesn't select everything, so you want to make sure and get everything selected. So he's going to bend down, pick it up, and then come back to this pose right here. Okay, I'm going to hide that one. And this is our first key pose. Okay, and we could clean this up. I'm not going to clean it up right now. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this. So let's go to frame 2. So I'm going to insert a blank. So I'm going to insert a keyframe, right? So this holds our first drawing 2 frames. And then if I get my pencil and I just start drawing somewhere on here, it creates a blank keyframe, okay? A blank drawing. And usually what I do is just touch with my pen like this. So what we're going to do is have him bend down and pick up this worm, okay? So I'm just going to think, okay, well this is going to come, down like this. And he's just kind of bending over like this. Okay, we're just going to try to keep it real simple and real loose. Like I said, maybe his nose is so floppy that it dangles when he bends over. Okay. See, there's the headband. So I want this up here. Okay, you can make that back arm come out. As he bends over, it could do something like this. I'm not gonna make it do that. I'm just gonna keep it real simple. He's just gonna reach down and grab that little dude. Okay. Scoot it up so we can see what we're doing here. Okay. So he's reaching down, picking up this worm. Okay, so that's a second key pose. And then he's going to come up. So again, I'm going to insert frame, and I'm just going to start drawing. Okay, and this will be him back up here, but now he's holding this worm. So I'm going to change it just a little. And I'm going to try to figure out where his head is, this poof is. And get his eyes in here. And I'm not going to draw his pupils until we see where he's holding this worm. Yeah, it's a little worm. Okay, now I'm going to draw these pupils in here. Okay, and you don't want to get too committed to your drawing because you might have to change it. Okay, so boop, he picks up the worm. Okay, so before we go any further, let's do some rough timing. Okay, so we have 3 drawings in here, and if I hit play, it's going to be super fast like this. Okay, so we need to slow things down. So I'm going to insert frames, and I'm going to hold this drawing down. Let's see. Let's just go 1 second, 24 frames. Okay. And that would put drawing 2 on 25. So let's see what that feels like. Okay, that's feeling better. So let's hold this one 1 second. So our markers are 8, 16, 24. So let's do that again. 1, 2, let me make sure you can see what's going on here. Okay, so this is why I changed my markers to 8s. Do you see this line right here? So 8, 16, 24. And then, so 1, 2, 3 lines is 1 second. Okay, so if we go 2 seconds, 1, 2, 3, that would be 48. So we could put this drawing on 49. And if we want to hold this one 2 seconds, we insert frames 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 lines, and this whole animation would stop on frame 72. Okay, and you want to make sure your stop marker is at 72. So now when we hit play, we can start to feel, okay, he's looking at the worm, he bends down, and he picks it up. Okay, and if we need to make that pickup faster, because right now the timing is, it's even, it's really even. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we could change it up by going to this frame, and let's take out 16 frames. So this would put this on 8. Okay, you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's fill it. Let's move our stop marker up to 56 and hit play. Do you feel that? Okay, he just bends down and boop, picks it up. So I am going to stop there, And so your assignment is to draw this monster or the monster of your choice, picking up something. It could be anything you want, a pencil, an apple, a worm, a bug, and draw 3 key poses and then animate him getting into each pose and out of each pose. Okay? So I think that'd be a fun little assignment. And just keep it simple, okay? And keep it loose and rough. So have fun, and until next time, happy animating, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.